All right.
All right.
Who wants to do a recap from
I
last
guess I
week?
am. But Dave, I want to ask a question first.
Absolutely.
What happened to the days when we used to introduce ourselves? Does everybody know who we are now? Is that
Why
it?
don't you
Oh,
guys?
that's right.
Hey, I've never told you guys to stop introducing yourselves. I've never done that. So I guess that has just kind of
You should
happened over
introduce
time.
yourself, Dee. Nobody knows who you are.
I think you should introduce yourself, Tiberius.
As Misty? That would be too confusing to everybody.
And require a sex change.
Well,
Fine, don't introduce yourself.
You guys introduce yourselves and let's do a recap. So that's been totally up to you guys. I've kind of wondered.
Alright, I'll go first.
Oh, all right.
I'm Sylvia Chat. I'm playing the character Vey, a ancient high elf scholar wizard. And that's it. Next.
My name is Crazy Ass. Sorry, I'll do this in English. I'm Crazy Ass Gaming.
I think
Hello.
that was English in a way. It was just a different accent. But
Thank
I know, you Brits with your what really is English.
Absolutely, little boy, but it's the Queen's English and you speak it as well. I'm Crazy Ass Gaming. I shall be playing Shumpladong, half-orc warrior extraordinaire.
I'm Tiberius Glimmerleaf. I'm playing the cleric. His name is, or I already told you his name, but my name's Wormfood. And
Nice.
he is the, yeah, I messed it up. Hold on. Dave, can we pause it and then rewind? Don't, what do you mean live?
There's no goddamn reset button on this.
Look,
Yeah,
we'll
cut that
just
part
edit.
out.
It's all
Just edit it out.
Hey everybody, I'm Wormfood in the chat. I play Tiberius Glimmerleaf. He's the cleric, and he's super awesome. He's human, but he thinks he's an elf.
And I'm Misty Moonlight in the chat, and I play Widow. Nobody knows her real name. The half-elf assassin rogue. And I have today's recap, or so to speak. And if this doesn't sound right, I blame Shrunk. Just putting that out there. So,
Hang on, what have I done now?
alright, so we are in the tomb of Diderius, I think that's how you say it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it, yes, and we are looking for Verum the White. And I
Very
forget
good.
where we started last week, but we did finally find or what we believe to be the well that we had been looking for quite some time. Unfortunately, at the well, we discovered a body that had been sacrificed, or it appeared to have been, died in a kneeling position, and had Yanti arrows in him. Our cleric, Tiberius, managed to speak with the dead, and spoke with the sacrificed person, and found out that Verum had indeed been there, but was taken by the Yanti. So, not knowing how to make the wells work or whatever, we made our way into a room with a carciphagus, or sarcophagus. And, Shrump heard voices in his head again. I don't pay much attention to him. But, whatever, it worked, because apparently there was the spirit that was there, or whoever spoke to him, opened the way for us to go down into the depths, or into an area behind the tomb, where we eventually came to a big battle with some Yanti, and of course, Widow did all the work. No, I'm just kidding. But we ended up fighting the Yanti. Eventually, we were over a bridge, and it was quite a glorious battle. Our wizard, who continually insists that she cannot tolerate, violence and all that, doing damage, unleashed, quite the fireball, and wiped out most of our opponents on more than one occasion. It wasn't very long after that we came to, we found ourselves in yet another predicament with Yanti. This time, however, Shrump found himself in the middle of the hallway with the rest of us on the other side. And, it looked it looked pretty bad there for a while. But he eventually made it back to us. And I believe there towards the end of that battle, our Tiberius took, well, during the process of that battle, Tiberius took total leave of his senses and forgot that he was a cleric. I think at one point he actually tried to do some damage and ended up doing 0 damage, even though he hit. But he went down. But we were able to save him, and there was quite the exchange between myself and Trump and Vey when Trump was trying to, rifle through Tiberius's pockets. Yep, that's right. I told him.
That's slander, that is.
Oh yeah, Tiberius, I sold you a potion of healing
Okay,
for
excellent.
50 gold.
For 50 gold,
Well,
great.
yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
While you were
Thank you,
out.
Lord. And I don't mean like God, Lord. I mean, thank you, Lord, for accepting that price and selling that.
He didn't have a choice. He was unconscious.
Yeah, you were
You
unconscious.
were unconscious. We
Yeah.
were all standing around you.
Yeah, I was digging through your pack looking for a potion. You didn't have one, so I gave you mine and took 50 gold.
Oh,
What
we
about
did-
that? What about that mouse trap I keep in there? Ow!
You mean all those thousands and thousands of gold and gems and
Oh yeah, yeah. I do
everything
have a
else?
buttload of gems. I forgot. I gotta get when
Absolutely.
my retainers get here. I'll give them some gold, so I'll be safe.
Your retainers.
Yeah, I got some retainers. They're and I don't mean like to keep my teeth straight. I mean they're people that'll do my bidding.
Well, eventually we finally made it to a room that had a whole bunch of holes in the floor that we later figured out to be some sort of sleeping chamber. Apparently these Yuan-Ti must like to sleep in the ground.
Yeah, they love to sleep standing up in the ground. That's kind of
Well, I mean the first part of their name is Jan, so figure that one out.
So last time was pretty battle heavy. There wasn't really a whole lot more. I don't think I've missed anything. You guys that were there,
Well,
welcome
I'll
to
tell you
jump
what.
in.
Misty, I look at my
You weren't
character
there,
right now.
hush.
Well, I'll have to look at my character sheet. I got 15 wounds, and I have 2 spells that I can cast. I got one
yes.
one first level and 1 second level, so I
Well,
probably want to
we
keep
did
that in
retreat
mind.
back to a previous room to spend the night.
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
absolutely.
Alright,
Yeah.
We have a long rest.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
Well, there were only two small points that Misty failed to mention. We found what appeared to be a breeding pit full of snakes, which
I
was
can't
appeared to be
confirm
the.
that it was a
I thought you actually did
the one
confirm.
with the baby snakes.
That's it, the one with all the big pit with all the snakes in it, and you informed us that you thought it was a breeding pit.
Well, in that case, breeding
And-
pit, Tiberius and Vey. Anything happen while I was gone? I mean, there's a breeding pit nearby.
Well, I saw a lot of baby snakes, so I'm guessing some snakes had sex
Oh, all right, never
at
mind.
some point. Can't put
Yeah.
a date to it.
And also, there were in the incident where Shrump was
Poor
surrounded by
Tiberius.
his foes, which is actually all the time. When he's surrounded by enemy Yanti, 2 Yanti tried to leap over a carefully placed grease trap that Vey put down, and immediately 69'd each other.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
that's
right.
funny.
Yeah.
Because the second one
That's
fumbled
funny.
and landed straight on top of the first one.
Yeah, he did. That was
Which
pretty
is the only
funny.
reason I believe I managed to get out of there alive.
You did. Good recap. Good
Well,
recap.
thank you.
Oh, and sorry, I just thought of one. The barbed devils. There were some barbed devils in a room that were sent by a Duke of Hell. Can't remember her name, but it's Lady somebody or other, the Duke of Hell. And there were 6 or 7 barbed devils who took no action when they saw us and were willing to have a bit of a chat and a chin wag and let us pass on without impeding us.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Yeah, they
Did you guys do a chat and a chin wagging with the barbed devils?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We
But-
did.
Yeah, they were Verum the Whites. They were sent from the elemental chaos, one of the depths of hell, to actually make sure that Tiamat is freed, so Tiamat can get the hell out of the nine hells and let the Archduke down there rule it instead of Tiamat. So
Yeah,
course,
I've got a summer home in the elemental chaos realm.
It's
I
pretty
summer there.
pretty warm. Must be Florida. So.
All
All right.
Actually, the room with the bearded devil is through that single door to the south of the room we're in currently.
Yes, there's quite a few in there. I'm sure they'll love to say hi to you. All right, so it looks like Shrump, Tiberius, both of you have. Looks like both of you still have inspiration, and we will continue. So remember where we left off last week. You guys wanted to get a long rest, so we're going to say that you guys are halfway through your long rest. And we are going to do a encounter roll, because you guys are pretty heavily fortified in here. I remember you were saying that you were, basically, fortifying the doors to the north, well, from the east and to the south, and to the west. And we'll go ahead and do that encounter roll. So I need one person to do a roll, a d20. All right, very good. Nice roll. The lower the better. So you have no encounter. Your 8 hours go by. Everybody gets back all of their hit points, everything. I'll tell the combat tracker that you had a full rest. So all of you're healed 100%. And you guys are now back up to full health, full spell slots, all that good stuff. Half your healing slots have come back. Half your healing
Oh, it feels so good.
dies, yeah.
Yeah, I might as I wake up in the morning and I'm not memorizing my spells, but I'm praying to my god. I might just flip some prepared spells real fast and
Sure.
alter
Now is the
some of
time for you
these,
to do that.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll let you know. No reason to stop everybody
Oh,
when
no
I do
problem.
this.
I can easily see it later on.
Okay.
They walked over very humbly.
Hmm.
And could you possibly do something about my curse?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, sure I can.
Speaking of that curse, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, Zovia. If that would be feasible, that would be nice.
No, the button is broken, it seems.
Oh, the button is broken for what? Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
That's weird. There you go. You're able to, during your meditation and all of your concentration for your spells, you're able to use enough of that to actually get rid of that sickness also.
So the curse has
Yes.
been removed, or just
Yeah,
the sickness?
Nope, she got rid of it. It was a DC of 12, so you've shaken it. You've shaken the
Okay,
curse.
sweet.
So I don't really want to
Don't need
learn
to waste a
that
spell
then.
on it then.
Yeah,
Okay.
good job.
Unless I do bestow curse, do you want a curse? I could do one of those.
Yeah, right.
No, try random curse. See what that.
Random curse,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, I'm gonna
Then
raise
I'm
your.
sure- I'm
Oh.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say I raised your max hit points back up to 44 for you, Vay.
Okay.
And please continue on.
Well, I do wonder if we should should push. Sorry, little character. One moment. I think right. We should go back down there and find the rest of the Yanti. Remember, Daya's got what's his name, the White. What we has got to be getting out of here to get the mask for the dragon, for the thing, for the summoning of the big dragon lady.
I think what Trump's trying to say is that we continue what we were doing.
That's what I said. Don't need
nice.
no elf to translate for me. I speaks perfectly good common.
Yes, you do, Trump.
I love it. So what do you guys think? West, east, south?
Let's go back the way we go where we went and keep going.
That avatar for you, Shrump, is just absolutely perfect.
Thank you, old boy. Shrump
Thank you, old
unbars the doors, removes all the safety features and what have you, and leads the party onwards.
What's happening?
Oh, I just moved all you guys. I was going to
Oh,
sync
okay.
the map.
Tiberius, I did want to mention to you that you see where the pool is? And
Yeah.
something that we learned in your absence was there's an opening in the wall just west to it, and like a little small ditch.
A sluice, as I believe
Yeah,
Dave just
sluice
used
is
to
what they say.
describe.
We set the spider up in that, and followed it back to a room just west of this one, a circular room where there's another well, and in that one had actual water. And what we've determined is that you take the water from there, dump it into a dish at the side of the wall, and it runs down into this one. And the bottom of this well is a black color.
It requires a sacrifice, though. I tried to get them to let me sacrifice you, but they wasn't going for it.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we figured out is happening.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. Thanks. Oh yeah, that just sparked memory of what we just did. But yes, thank you.
Right on.
Actually, I'm thinking we was going to be sacrificing Misty.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
we were curious if we might be able to sacrifice one of those barbed devils.
What's my plan? You
Yeah.
guys had to ruin it. I was gonna have all kinds of fun sacrificing that bard, though.
It's,
Well,
they
does
may
think his
still be
fish-
down there.
one
Yeah, we
does think
assume
his
they are.
friends may
They're
object.
guarding the way until Varen comes back.
Okay, so my preparation's done. Dave, I do want to know exactly let me ask the team, guys, how close do you think we are to this mask? Because I have the ability to locate a specific object, and it's a kind of a high-level spell. If you think we're close, I can burn that spell, and maybe we can get some bearings from it.
I've no idea, because this map could go on. These tunnels could go on for miles and miles and miles. On the other hand, the sheet of paper ain't very big, so I don't think it'll go for much further.
Who knows? Maybe there might be a stairwell and I have another sheet of paper under it.
Oh.
Oh, you cunning devil, you!
Well, I have a spell called Locate Object, Dave, and we kind of chatted about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's mostly if you've seen an object, then you can like locate it exactly. But there's also a second part to that in 5e that spells you can. Here, I have to read. Alternatively, the spell can locate the first object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. Mm-hmm. So one of my thoughts, I'll tell you, Dave, this is what I'm telling you, but and everybody else, is that I'm thinking maybe I can just look for a white mask as my way to look for this, and it will give us, it'll give us kind of a good idea of where it is. But it's got to be pretty close. So you guys let me know. You think that we're in the area that's where where you guys think that this mask is going to be?
Well, I'm gonna step in here, and I'm not gonna bust your bubble or try to ruin your day or anything. But
But you are.
you've had to have at least seen that item at least once, and you haven't ever seen it.
It says alternatively in the thing. Do you see that? In the string? It says the spell can locate, and whatever you want to do, but
Yeah,
it says the spell
let's
can
see.
locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. Then it says, alternatively, the spell can locate the first object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. But then it says it can't see it through. So I don't know how that's interpreted. It's all up to you guys. But
It's up to the DM. It just doesn't say that.
Yeah, that's fine. I was going to say, but
you can search for as a mask.
That took you to the end of the game and be kind of pointless. Also,
Yeah, but I think there's a. I mean, it can't go within everything. I mean, like there's.
No,
but yeah,
I think
whatever.
you could search for a mask, whether it be the right mask or not.
That's what I was thinking
I mean,
too.
if you think about it, I mean, if the Yanti do have, say for example, Halloween supplies down here, and
This is usually the auntie. I think they keep it in the attic. So Halloween supplies is okay.
Halloween
Christmas is down in the
supplies,
dungeon. So
I love it. I'm sorry about that,
there you
Trump.
go.
Go ahead.
No, that's perfectly all right, little boy. Sorry, I'm not in
Thanks,
character.
Gov.
I'm thinking that if they is having other masks for other things like rituals and what have you, because they're very tribal type of people, and because I've seen tribal type people and they don't wear trousers, so they ain't important, and they dances around wearing big masks and shouting ooga booga, and if we find one of them masks, that'd be completely useless. But just out of character, what race is Misty?
Half elf.
Right, what I'm thinking, is if you searches
Thanks,
for
Mr. Stiles.
Ooman.
Thanks, man.
Because how many Oomans? Because Verum the White is
Oomans.
human, isn't he?
Umans. Yep.
no,
Uman.
he's a dwarf. He's a
Dwarf.
dwarf.
Well, a
Who?
dwarf then.
Oh, Verum? Yeah,
Verum the
he's a
White is a
dwarf.
dwarf.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
dwarf.
Yeah, all you got to do is say, I want to know where the nearest dwarf is, and then you might be able to find or nearest
No,
beard.
it's only objects. So it
Or
would have to be
beard.
beard. Yeah, okay, that would be great.
dwarf beard in particular.
But on the other
Dwarf beard. Talk
love
about
it.
gaming the system.
I love
right?
it.
But I have heard that there is these weird mystical dwarfs what does not have beards or any hair on their heads either, and they keep shaving it off all the time. So he could be one of them weird kind of dwarfs.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just squirrel that before I mean, you just let me know, Dave, whatever you want to do, and you can think about it, and then I'll keep that in flex, and then I'll swap it out with another spell next time I sleep, though.
You know, I think I've come to the conclusion why we got so far last time, Dave.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
Wow.
Never mind. Had nothing to do with playing for 7 or 8 hours, right? But it's because worm food wasn't here.
It was not here.
I will allow you to scry for like an item in particular, and what you're referring to is like a mask. So
Like a white mask. Can I do
yeah.
that specific?
Well, any mask at all. I mean, it'll tell you object or objects. I mean, if there's multiple objects, I'm sure locate object would kind of conflict if there are more than one object. So. Yeah, I'll let you scry, sure.
Yeah, I don't want to do it right now. I'm going to
absolutely.
wait till we get a little closer to the action, closer to where I think this might be, and then I'll do that. That'll help us find it if it's like squirreled behind in a safe somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're searching for squirrels now?
No, sorry. Sorry, old
Moving
boy.
onward.
All right.
Oh boy.
I'm just charging on down here, but I'm quietly walking down here, Dave.
She's stealth charging, Dave.
I'm just reading a book as I walk behind.
Yeah, this is the room that you guys had not actually explored. I think Shrump came down here and then turned around. So as you enter this oblong room, and it appears to be a what. Let me open it up first for you. And that wasn't one of those nice square rooms where I could just, drag and drop a rectangle X on there. I had to actually draw it out. So this looks to be like a meditation chamber, Widow. And, on the southwestern walls, basically there are statues or shrines that are dedicated to the same deity that the Yuan-Ti worship. And you guys remember the name of this deity is Mershulk. Well, there is another deity too. There's some other different statues that are in here, the ones that don't actually look like and represent Mershulk. So there's another statue in here. And, the other two walls of this chamber, they have sort of like niches carved into them. and you can also see that there's more statuettes of these deities that are carved into the niches. And then there are, in front of these niches, there are like ruined and rusted suits of plate mail armor, probably as offerings, because you can find a couple copper coins mixed in also. And that's pretty much what you can see in this entire room. This entire room's about 30 feet by... It's an oblong room, so it's about 30 feet by 40 feet. And there's absolutely no light in here. So...
I accidentally walked into the back of Short while I'm reading.
Ah, what
Oh,
the
sorry.
hell? Which way you going, you stupid elf?
I'm Miss Delph now.
Well, you keep walking around with your nose in a book, innit? Not the sort of thing.
I guess I should
Got
stop
a-
reading this then.
I
Well,
kind of,
that's my
under my
lucky.
breath, I'm like the pot calling the kettle black.
Hey, what's up, Archangels? We'll play till whenever.
Exactly.
There's no time anymore for ending
You,
on the
you gotta
weekend.
be.
We just play till
Keep
we're
your
done.
wits about you. I'll be on your toes at all times when you're in a dangerous situation. Look at me. I'm a warrior, and I knows about these sort of things. You're a booking person, so you knows about intelligence stuff. And when it comes to the intelligence stuff, we let you do your thing. But when it comes to creeping about dungeons, what is dangerously full of snaky people, you has to listen to me.
Is
And
that why you
since
let the girl go ahead of you?
And since I am both intelligent, beautiful, and strong, then everybody should probably just listen to me. Right? Is that the logic we're applying?
I'll just glance over to Tiberius, look at him hard for a second,
Weren't you eating dirt a little while ago? Hush.
mutter something under my breath about pansy human, and just turn my back. Oh, never mind.
I'll just call him some cuss word in Elvish.
All right, so
Yeah.
as Shrump, as you move in with Widow, out of the bottom of you start to hear a like what sounds like air kind of traveling through the room. But as you look down, you notice that there are hundreds and hundreds of snakes that are coming out of small holes on the bottom of the floorboard, basically the floorboards that are running the entire length of the room. And it seems like so as you are watching this,
I was hoping you wouldn't notice that.
I notice everything, darling. Don't worry about that. I notice everything. When you're a DM for a while, you notice tokens moving all the time. Whoop, get back here. So as you do see all these snakes kind of slithering about, it seems like they're avoiding you, and they're going right past you and streaking past you, and they're going to the suits of armor. And all of these snakes are slithering and slithering into suits of armor, and then all of a sudden it seems like these snakes, they're just piling into these suits of armor, and this is happening over about a 10-second period. And it seems like the armor is starting to stand up, as it's being formed out of thousands of snakes that have came out of all of the holes on the baseboard of the floor of this entire room. And now you have two armored individuals in front of you, and they look like this.
Would we be able to rearrange ourselves as we see these snakes forming into the armor?
Sure. I'll give you one
cool.
round to move about, and when this happens, these snakes they turn into like a red glow. So that is where you can see. It actually looks like there is no human or humanoid appearance that is inside of the armor. It looks like they are. They
full of
just
snakes.
basically, the snakes form the body of a humanoid, and the snakes just all of a sudden turn into like the red glow that you see in front of you.
So this is a magical thing.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
was about to
guess
say,
I'll-
do I detect
Yeah, I'm
this
sorry about
magic?
that. Go ahead.
If you want to give me You can give me a
I do.
an arcane check. Yeah.
I yearn to.
Yeah, you think that they're definitely some type of magical creature. Yeah, probably a construct.
Oh, great.
From,
What,
you know,
snakes? Why did it have to be snakes?
First look, definitely looks like some type of